Hello, this is Firestone from JNLC, or Online Language Center, and I'm here to help you learn more about basics of English and Italian and French, especially conveying your ideas, emotions and feelings in a very clear and understandable way, regardless whether you may make mistakes or not. We focus on helping you learn in more profound way these three languages. You're going to get B2 level of English or higher. We will guide you to the native speakers of these languages for C1 level. We will also provide you with vocabulary, grammar lessons, codes and aphorisms in many aspects of your day-to-day life. Bet you're about to get subscribed. This is Firestone from JNLC. Today's lesson is about phrasal verb to be continued. You gotta be energetic to study phrasal verb. I remember over the last lesson telling you what phrasal verbs are. Now, stick around until you learn the mystery beyond phrasal verbs. As a matter of fact, a phrasal verb combines a normal verb with an adverb or a preposition to create an entirely new verb or phrase. The meaning of phrasal verb is usually unrelated to the meanings of the words that comprise it. So, you should always look at a phrasal verb as an entirely new and independent word. It turns out that phrasal verbs are two or more words that together act as a completely new word, with a meaning separate from the original words. For instance, pick up means to grab or lift, very different from the definitions of the pick and up alone. So, as far as I'm concerned, I think that phrasal verbs can be quite confusing because their definitions are not always easy to guess. In addition, there are thousands of them. Now, let's consider types of phrasal verbs. To better understand phrasal verbs, it helps organizing them into pairs, transitive and intransitive, separable and inseparable. A phrasal verb can belong to one of each pair, although all separable phrasal verbs are transitive. Hey, what's the difference between transitive phrasal verb and intransitive phrasal verb? So, the transitive phrasal verbs use a direct object just like normal transitive verbs, while intransitive phrasal verbs do not use an object. Now, you need an example to understand. For transitive phrasal verbs, listen to the example. Charlie couldn't put up with the mewing cats any longer. Listen again. Charlie couldn't put up with the mewing cat any longer. Charlie couldn't put up with what? The mewing cat any longer. That is the object. So, for intransitive phrasal verbs, listen to the example. The regional director was late, so the sales team went ahead without her. The regional director was late, so the sales team went ahead without her. Separable phrasal verbs. With transitive phrasal verbs, you can sometimes put the direct object in between the words. For example, pick you up. There are, however, a few rules to follow with separable phrasal verbs, so pay attention to the word order with phrasal verbs. For example, he forgot to shut the light off before he left. He forgot to shut the lights off before he left. This time, let's see inseparable phrasal verbs. Inseparable phrasal verbs cannot be split up and must be used together. Example, the wayward son carried on without his father. Listen again. The wayward son carried on without his father. By the way, if you want to learn more about the word order with phrasal verbs, I've put a link below in the description. Thank you for making my day just by watching today's video. Next time, we talk about the 18 most common phrasal verbs with meanings and example. Thanks a lot.